Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss about two special pointers that are known as null pointer and generic pointers. So first we come to null pointers. Null pointer is a special pointer value that does not point anywhere. It means we declare a pointer but it does not point, it does not have any address. So that type of pointer is called null pointer. This means that a null pointer does not point to any valid memory address. To declare a null pointer, you may use predefined constant null. You can simply write int asterisk p is equal to null, and this null should be in caps. You may also initialize a null pointer by putting using a constant 0. Int asterisk ptr is equal to 0. So now you may think that if this pointer is not pointing any memory location, then what is the use of null pointer? Why we are declaring a pointer as null pointer? A function that returns a pointer value. Just imagine a function that is going to return a pointer value, because pointer is a kind of variable. Pointer is a kind of variable. So if a function can return integer, a function can return character, function can return real number or floating point number. So in the same way, function is returning a pointer also. So now suppose there is a function, we'll be discussing it later how function returns pointer. So let's say we have a function that is going to return a pointer, and that function does not perform its task very well. Okay, function is failed to perform its task. So at that time, function can return a null pointer. Null pointers are also used in the situation where one of the pointer in the program points to different location at different time. So you want to define a pointer that is going to point different locations at different time. Usually we do it in the data structure when we create linked lists, stacks. So we create a head pointer that is usually a null pointer. In this situation, it is always better to set it to a null pointer when it does not point anywhere valid, and to test to check if it is null pointer before using it. If you try to dereference a null pointer, dereference means if you try to print the value of a null pointer like asterisk p is a null pointer, and if you try cout asterisk p, you try to find out somewhere asterisk p, then that is a runtime error, not compile time error. At compile time you will not get any kind of error, but that is a runtime error. So let's declare a null pointer on Visual Studio and check how does it works. A null pointer. Just a minute. Null pointer. So let's say I make a pointer int asterisk p is equal to null. Now this is my null pointer. Either I can make writing null, or I can make it like int asterisk q is another pointer, and let's say 0. So both are same. So these pointers are null pointer. Now we cannot dereference it. Cannot dereference means we cannot print the value because this is null pointer. These are not pointing any memory location. So let's run it. What happened? See, when we will run this, it is going to give us a runtime error. So it is a kind of exception or runtime error when we try to dereference a null pointer. So second kind of pointer about which we were talking. So second kind of pointer was generic pointer. So what does it mean with a generic pointer? Generic pointer means, see, if we have to means like store the address of an integer, we need to declare an integer pointer. If we have to store the address of a floating point number, we need to declare a floating point pointer. If we have to store the address of a character, we need to declare a character pointer. How good it will be if we declare only one kind of pointer and that can store any kind of address of any kind of variable. Yeah, that kind of pointers are known as generic pointer. So a generic pointer is a pointer variable that has void as its data type. Void as its data type means how we declare a pointer as generic pointer. Our declaration will be like this: void asterisk ptr. This is going to be a generic pointer. It is declared like a normal pointer variable but using the void keyword as pointer's data type. So when I say I have now, if I have an integer x, I have a float y, I can assign any address to this PTR because this PTR is a void pointer. This PTR is a generic pointer. In C++, we cannot have a variable of void type. So the void pointer will therefore not point to any data and thus cannot be dereferenced. It cannot be dereferenced, but it can store address of, like you can write PTR is equal to %x, or you can write PTR is equal to %y. But it cannot be dereferenced. Dereferenced means you cannot simply write cout asterisk ptr. Then how to get the value? If you want to get the value, you should typecast this dereferenced pointer. Cout, this is my pointer, and let's say my type was integer, so I want a integer value. So this is typecasting. Generic pointers are often used when you want a pointer to point different data types at different time. So you declare only generic pointers, and later on what you do? Later on you just typecast these pointers. So let me erase it and then we will discuss the simple program, and then we will write it on Visual Studio also. So let's say we write this program. I write a program, simple program. There is a variable x of type integer. Value of x is 10. And there is a variable ch of type character, and value of ch is a. Now I declare a generic pointer gp. Void asterisk gp. First I assign gp address of x. I cout x. I will try to cout asterisk gp. But it is going to give us an error. This is an error. We cannot dereference the void pointer. If we want to dereference a void pointer, we need to typecast a generic pointer to another kind of pointer before using it. Similarly, we can assign address of character also, but we cannot dereference this pointer. What to do if we want to dereference this pointer? We need to typecast the pointer before dereferencing, like I did it here. Asterisk int asterisk gp cout asterisk char asterisk gp. Typecasting of a generic pointer to another kind of pointer before using it. So now let's try to write the program on Visual Studio. Write the same program on Visual Studio for type the generic pointers. Let's write a program for generic pointer. So it is generic pointer. So let's say I have a variable x, value of x is 10. I have a character ch, value of ch is, let's say, h. Okay. And then we have a generic pointer, void asterisk ptr. This is a generic pointer. So now we have a generic pointer asterisk ptr. And what we will do, first we will assign address of x. It is okay. Address of x is assigned. I can cout x end line, but I cannot cout asterisk ptr as it is because void is not a data type. So you cannot, like, you can assign the address, but because void is not a data type and asterisk ptr is void, it cannot store integer. So what we have to do, we have to typecast this pointer before using it. See, generic pointer expression must be a pointer to a complete object type. Now let's say I assign it here. If I want to assign it to a character value, that is possible. That is not an error. Okay. But if we want to print it, we cannot print it. We can print ch, but we cannot print, sorry, spelling mistake. asterisk ptr. This is not permissible. So it is a compile time error. What we have to do, because x is integer, we need to typecast it to an integer pointer. So this is typecasting. Similarly, because ch is char, we need to typecast it as character pointer. Now it is okay. So let's check it. First it will give 10 and then it will give h. See, 10, 10 and HH, because X and asterisk PTR, CH and asterisk PTR. So this is how we can make a pointer as generic pointer. Generic pointer means which is not declared for a particular data type. It can have address of any data type. But if you want to dereference a generic pointer, it is going to give you an error until unless you are not going to typecast this pointer to any type. First thing is that why we create generic pointer, because let's say we are writing a long code, we do not want to remember that which is an integer pointer, which is a float pointer. We simply declare a generic pointer. We know the variable type, and when we want to print, we typecast it. So this is the advantage. Like we declare a void type of pointer and we can assign any variables address to this pointer. So in this video we discuss two things. First is null pointer and second one is generic pointer. What are null pointers? Null pointers are simply the pointer which do not hold any valid memory address. Why we create it? Once you will study the data structure, you will know the importance of null pointers. Many times we need such type of pointers which change the memory address again and again. So for that purpose, we need to create a null pointer. Thank you.